Intro music.
Come on in.
A star for the ages for Tony Gwynn, number 3,000.
They have acquired Eric Johnson and Fernando Tatis Jr. from the White Sox in exchange for James Shield.
Welcome to Slam Diego.
My name is Joey.
My name is James.
And this is the Brothers Padre. James, another week in the books. You know, that's our game here. We recap the games that the San Diego Padres are playing in the 2021 season. James, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Now, the real question is, for loyal listeners out there, how are you doing, Joe?
I can't feel my mouth, James. My mouth is senseless, without senses. Had surgery on my mouth 2 days ago. Thankful that I can speak. I had wisdom teeth removal.
So we're going to count the gaffes and how many times we just can't understand you.
Hopefully it's minimal. Hopefully with the advent of technology, AI will make up for my mistakes. And
I can say you look sort of like, you know, a mob boss with your puffy cheeks.
I have been watching The Sopranos recently. Some guy outside my window just slammed the door.
I was going to say, did somebody just... What was that noise?
Yeah, I have been watching The Sopranos, so maybe it's like my instinctive look, you know. But I doubt it. It's because I woke up. You showed up at my house 5 minutes before I woke up, so...
Okay.
So that's why I look like a mob boss, because my hair is all over the place. But we're not a visual podcast, so, you know.
I was saying just your swollen cheeks. You look about to make me an offer I can't refuse.
Yeah. The offer I have you is probably just low-grade painkillers. Okay, James, shall we jump into it?
Yes, let's do it.
So it is the week of...
July the 29th.
San Diego Padres face the Oakland Athletics and the Colorado Rockies. Not in that order, though. I messed up the order. But that's okay. We first allowed
Oh, gaff number one.
Okay. The Colorado Rockies coming to town for 3 games. 4 games, actually. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and
Gaff
Sunday.
number 2. Let's see if the drugs are working.
Colorado Rockies coming to town. And the Padres say no. We will beat you on Thursday. Game 1 of this past week. And San Diego Padres win 3-0 on the back of one of 2 great Joe Musgrove starts this week.
Absolutely. It was a phenomenal Musgrove start. Cronenworth hit a home run. Manny Machado is just on a tear right now. Tatis and Pham do back-to-back. No, wait a minute. Is that not right?
That's right.
That's right. He gets hurt this game.
It's just a little background. This seemed like forever ago.
It does.
Because the trade deadline and what's going to happen the next game of Tatis seemed like... It made the week go very long.
Yes.
So seeing Tatis do something like, wait, he's dead.
That's true.
He's not dead.
He's very much alive, just very hurt.
Yeah. It was I think Joe Musgrove, 17 pitched, 11 Ks, 3 hits, 1 walk. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
This felt like what the Padres were designed to do this year. Great starting pitching, followed up a good hitting, and that's all you really can ask for. You know, it's just annoying that this doesn't happen more often. This feels like it's just a rarity nowadays. The Padres are playing 500 baseball over the past 52 games, and we shouldn't.
We should not, definitely.
And so these kind of wins should be more common, and they're just not. Because on the second game, which was also trade deadline day, which is now, I'm going to call Friday, July 30th, 2021, one of the worst Padre game days, right? I have to call that, right?
It was a bad day.
The Rockies are welcomed into town, the topological terrors, as I like to call them. And they beat us 9-4 on 9 runs, 14 hits on 0 errors. The Padres had 4 runs on 7 hits on no errors. On the back of a pretty bad Ryan Weather start, on the back of us in the morning thinking that we had Scherzer. No, I guess the day before Thursday, a national writer said that we were close to acquiring Scherzer. It turns out that was a fake leak by the Nationals, is the consensus that most writers have, to make the Dodgers up their offer. Which, honestly, good for the Nationals, right?
Yeah, I
just can't knock the hustle.
You can't knock a hustle, especially. I mean, I can because emotionally I fell for it, and I hate the Nationals. I really do. First, you know what? First they tried to kill us with the Mad Gunman.
That's right.
And then they had the audacity to
Kill our hopes.
To kill our hopes. The Nationals are evil, man. They're evil. They're right there now. Well, no, they can't be as bad as the Dodgers. No, they're as bad as the Dodgers now. I've said it. Done.
And so it was already like a rough day, trade deadline. We didn't get a new starting pitcher. We're like, okay, we got meaningful upgrades this week. We got, Adam Frazier, Daniel Hudson, and Jake Marisnick, a better bench bat, a better hitter than Jorge Mateo, who was DFA'd this day. And it just made worse because in the early part of the game, Tatis injured his shoulder. We talked about this in the previous episode, so go back to the episode and listen to our thoughts about that, what that means. But yeah, Weathers was just bad. Got 2 outs and 7 pitches, and then allows the bases loaded to be loaded and allows a slam.
It was the worst start of his career.
Yeah.
And, I mean, even with this bad start, he still has an ERA under 3.3.
4 innings pitch, 8 hits, 8 runs.
It was a bad day.
I know some people were saying Adam Frazier didn't catch a fly ball left, and he probably should have. But a pitcher cannot allow bases to be loaded after getting 2 outs and 7 pitches.
I agree.
You just can't. Like, you just, and then Adam Frazier misses that fly ball, so it's a ground rule double. But then Weathers walks another guy, and then he gives up that grand slam to Garrett Hampson. And just, the defense should pick you up, but also you just can't have that happen. And, it's a rough game. It was a rough day. Tatis left early. Manny was like, I don't care. I'll hit 2 home runs, though.
Exactly.
Manny Machado, very good baseball player. Yeah. I think it was just one of those games you're just like, you wanted this to be a statement game of like, we're going to be okay. But it wasn't. It was like, oh, we're going to wallow in misery a little bit. So it didn't help the day. Any other thoughts about game 2, James, before we move on?
There's no reason to.
Moving on to game 3 of the series, James. The Rockies come into town. Yu Darvish takes the bump. Things are looking good. Only for the Colorado Rockies to beat us once again. The worst road team in baseball gets their second back-to-back win on the road. The second back-to-back win on the road against the Padres. And they beat us 5-3 on 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 3 runs and 7 hits on no errors on the back of a uncharacteristically bad start for Darvish. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 5 runs with 8 strikeouts. I think Darvish actually pitched fine. He just, every mistake they just destroyed.
Yeah.
Gave up 3 homers, and that's the difference maker in the game. That we had opportunities to win. It's just wasn't able to get any RBIs. I think German Marquez is a really good pitcher for the Rockies. I think German Marquez should have been traded with John Gray, but the Rockies don't know how to build a baseball team, so they're still on their team. And because of that, they're still competing. And they can still throw up guys at 6 inning pitch, 4 hits, 2 earned runs on 7 strikeouts. And they can beat us. They're a major league ball club. They can still beat us.
Yeah, there was that bases loaded situation. Profar did strike out looking at a ball way below the zone.
Yeah.
And it was a classic UE umpire error. And Tingler got ejected because, he took umbrage. It's sort of like the Padres definitely take it more personally now. We've lost so many games and lost so many opportunities this year because of bad umpire calls. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, Tingler now leads manager ejections this year, so can't say he doesn't care, he does care. And it was rough. But then again, you're also the Padres need to be better at capitalizing on the bad teams. We had 3 innings against.
Oh, there's no excuse to losing to the Rockies.
We had 3 innings against one of the worst bullpens in baseball, and we couldn't scratch across 2 more runs.
Yeah,
it's just you definitely can. There's a theme that it does seem like we don't bring a competitive edge to bad teams.
That is true, because if you look at against teams below 500, our rating is like 400 winning percentage, and teams above 500, we're almost at 600 winning percentage.
You can't be that way. You have to beat up on bad teams. You just have to.
That's it.
Yep. Anything else, James?
Again, no.
It was a rough. That was the last game of July. Ended a very bad July. We were 11-14, and our starting pitcher ERA was 5.97 in July. That was awful.
That was awful. That was definitely awful. But August is a new month.
That's right. James, you know why it's called August?
No.
I don't know either. I was hoping you were going to tell me. Do you think because Julian, who created the calendar, this is not real, but the Julian calendar, because of Julius Caesar, and August must be Augustus, right? If only we had a way to find this information out. Moving on, August 1st. The game of August 1st, the San Diego Padres welcome in the Rocky Mountain team. You familiar with them, James? The Colorado Rockies?
I am, yeah.
They're a mountain range that divides the western United States from the Midwest.
I've driven over them.
Yeah, very tall mountain range.
Very, very tall mountain range.
And they're an imposing presence, but not as imposing as San Diego Padres, James, because the San Diego Padres beat the Colorado Rockies 8-1 on 8 runs on 10 hits, no errors. The Colorado Rockies had 1 run on 7 hits on no errors, on the back of a great start by Reese Kinnear, Craig Salmon, Tim Hill, Pierce Johnson, Drew Pomeranz, Emilio Pagan, and Miguel Diaz. There wasn't a real start of this game. I don't know.
It was not.
I don't know.
I will say one thing about this game.
Yeah.
I would like to have seen Reese Kinnear go more than 3 innings. I think he had really good. We've seen this kid improve since he's come up. His command was better than I've ever seen it. And he was treating the Rockies like they deserved to be treated, a low-end team. They were swinging and missing everything he had. I would like to have seen him pitch more than 3 innings. The most pitches he's thrown in the minors is 98 in a game, so he can throw.
He threw 42 in this game.
Yeah, I would like to have seen him pitch at least one more inning.
I would have liked that too, but maybe it was kind of like Jace being like, I want to win this game. I can't lose a series to the Rockies. Because they had an off day the next day. They're like, I'm just going to throw all the bullets I know. I'm going to use the best bullpen in baseball and shut these guys down.
It was a good call. I
agree. 42 pitches is not a lot at all.
And we were winning significantly by that point.
Yes.
I think I just would like to have seen him pitch another inning just to see if he could go 4 innings.
Right.
And because if he stays a big leaguer for our team for the rest of the year, we need him to pitch more than 3 innings against better teams.
We need to talk about the offense because the last 3 games, the offense looked way better than the first 3 games. We sent up all 9 to the bat in the first games. Cronenworth 2-run double. Our boy Ha-Seong Kim with a 2-run double. Really good at bats. We made Austin Gomber, the starting pitcher for the Rockies, who destroyed us the past few times he's faced us, throw 42 pitches in the first inning. It was definitively like modern Padres baseball, which is drag the count out, get the pitch you want, make a big hit, or draw, and just pass the baton to the next hitter. It was really, really, really good modern Padre baseball.
Yes, it was. We dominated them the way we should have done all series.
Yep. Ha-Sung Kim, it was definitely a storyline. That RBI double in the first was off a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and then later hits a home run on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. The storyline of Kim is that he has had a hard time catching up to fastballs. Doesn't look like that as much anymore.
Apparently, he's been spending as much time as he can in a batting cage with a machine that can throw 100 miles an hour, just speeding up his bat. And if he can turn out to be half the player he was in the KBO for the rest of the year, offensively, that's a huge boom for our offense.
Yeah, I think that in the playoff, it's a good shot. Kim's our second baseman from the 8th inning on. Right? He's a defensive replacement. Hosmer gets put on the bench, and then Cronenworth slides over, and then you have Machado, Tatis, hopefully, Kim and Cronenworth.
I agree. That's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, so it's a good Cadre win, is what we should be doing to bad teams,
Exactly.
Pinch hit RBI double by Eric Hosmer. Eric Hosmer is putting more balls into play that are not finding gloves, which is good.
He's currently riding an 8-game hitting streak.
Do you think the whole threat of him being traded made him hit a little better?
I hope so. I hope something stirred in him. I hope he was like, hey, I should probably start producing more if I want to be part of the team. And also, he's looking better defensively, too. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Weird. But glad that he's doing better. On Monday, we had an off day. So, it was very relaxing.
Everybody rests.
Everybody rested. And we flew the long flight, the long hour, 15-minute flight to Oakland, California. And we had a 2-game series against the Oakland Athletics, James. And that was the 5th game of the series. The San Diego Padres are welcome into the largest stadium in California. I think it is a large stadium. Kathy.
Largest ballpark in California, absolutely. Also the ugliest. Also the oldest.
And least attended. Yeah. It's a weird set of maxims there, right? Like, it's so large, no one goes there.
Also the biggest crime area any ballpark's in. There's plenty of reasons why Oakland wants to move. Well, the Athletics want to move to other places.
But we remind them that maybe they should move because we beat them 8-1, James. San Diego Padres had 8 runs, 14 hits, no errors. The Oakland Athletics had 1 run on 7 hits upon 0 errors. Upon a odd Blake Snell start where he got the win. It's not odd because he got the win. It's odd that somehow he got the win with only 1 earned run.
He looked great this inning. He looked great this performance. He really did look great. It was a great Blake Snell start.
Yeah. It was a great Blake Snell start. He allowed 7 base runners in the first 4 innings, and none of them scored. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. Sorry, 8 base runners in the first 4 innings. 0 scored. The 1 run is a solo home run. Somehow, and this has been a big problem with Blake Snell, he gives up big homers and just it really drowns him. But this game, he really did pitch well when the pressure was on.
It was good. It was an impressive start.
But yeah, Tommy Pham led off homer after a long at bat. We had a 3-run second inning. 7 different Padres had scored a run. 8 different Padres got a hit. Austin Nola had 4 hits.
Here's an interesting stat. The only person on our starting lineup that did not get a hit in this game was Will Myers.
Yeah.
But he's also the only person that just scored 2 runs. Both times he walked, we got him in. It was a good game.
It was, Will Myers also had that clutch double play. It was there's 1 out, bases loaded. Blake Snell gives up a short fly ball Josh Harrison, I think rightfully, you do send him in that situation, right? I think at that point it was 4-0 Padres, and the Athletics were like, we're going to see if they can just try to get something, because Blake Snell was starting to dominate again in the situation. Josh Harrison is not super fleet of foot, and Myers doesn't have an incredible arm, but Myers made the perfect throw on a double play. It was really cool.
One of the best double plays of the year.
Yep. And it was great. I think that second time it was 8-1 score for the Padres. Lots to like, James. And yeah, I really want this to be. There's so many games this week that I'm like, this is the way we win. We draw out bats, we get big hits. Our starting pitchers are good. Our bullpen locks it down. Old friend Matt Strahm made a season debut.
Looked great.
Also a fellow card collector, just like us, James.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah, he has a YouTube channel where he breaks cards all the time.
Oh, I'll have to check it out. I did not know that.
Yeah, big card guy.
Is it just under his name?
I can't remember. He posts on his Twitter all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's a big card guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also eats 18 eggs a day, supposedly.
18 eggs?
That's what his thing. He's trying to bulk up. He's a pretty skinny guy. He was like, I want to bulk up, so he ate 18 eggs a day. Too many eggs, James.
It's too many eggs. Small chicken.
Yeah, seriously.
Xenocide over there. Oh my goodness.
The sixth game of the week that we were recapping. The San Diego Padres are welcome back into Oakland by the Oakland Athletics, and the Oakland Athletics proceed to beat us 5-4 on 5 runs, 7 hits, 4 runs. San Diego Padres had 4 runs, 11 hits, 0 errors. That's the fourth gaff, by the way. You weren't counting, but that's the fourth one. Okay. This was a heartbreaking loss, James. Padres had the lead until the 9th. And Mark Melanson blew a save, and then in the 10th, the Oakland Athletics walked us off.
It was a heartbreaker because Joe Musgrove pitched a gem.
Second great start in this week. Second quality start this week, yeah.
Joe Musgrove deserved the win. We deserved the win. We deserved to win every game. Trent Grisham got his first extra base hit in a month, so hopefully he's coming out of whatever funk he was in.
We should say this Oakland series in general, Grisham looks way comfortable, way swaggier, incredible defense. He's looked really good.
He's looked really good. This is really tough. According to stats, this was Mark Melance's 4th blown save of the year. And a lot of people on Twitter, can we trust him to play in the playoffs? Yes, we can trust him to play in the playoffs. He has 33 completed saves. 2 of those blown saves were extra innings.
Right.
He gave up 2 ground outs, and the guy scored because the guy ended up started second. So, yeah, we can still trust him in the playoffs. You're going to blow a save. I've seen blown saves by Padres before. It always sucks to watch a guy play. I'm so tired of hearing Padre fans, anything bad happens, automatic response.
Right.
Everything's terrible. We all suck. Nothing good could ever happen.
We signed the guy for $3 million, and he's given us the most saves in baseball.
Exactly.
Do I want a more dominant closer? Yes. Do I think Daniel Hudson is going to lighten the load a little bit? 100%. Right. Daniel Hudson was nails in the 2019 World Series. I think he will be again. It's also like you have to give it up to the A's. A's are not a bad team.
No, statistically, all the stats, they are literally like they're pretty much dead on with the Padres with
we
stats.
split the season series with them.
Yeah, exactly.
And that Ramon Laureano at bat again, ruined. He blew the save because of that. Ramon Laureano had a 10-pitch at bat, and it was a great at bat. It was just a guy just like, I'm gonna get my. It looked like when Manny's locked in, he's like, I'm gonna get my pitch.
Yes,
it was like that.
I agree. It was a great at bat. It just sucks because we lost in the 10th inning. But I would rather lose a heartbreaker to a good team than lose by a lot of runs to a bad team.
Yep.
So this week I saw both, and I would rather lose to the A's in the 10th inning than get blown out by the flippin' Rockies.
Yeah, I agree. So, James, every week we make predictions upon what we think the next week is going to be. We have not been super good at it recently. Matter of fact, when the last time we were right, last time we were right was 6 weeks ago. Week 8.
Yeah.
Not good. You said it'd be 4-2 this week. I said it'd be 5-1. We end up 3-3. So you're closer.
Yay.
But we have more baseball to look forward to, James. San Diego Padres are back home, and we're playing the Diamondbacks tonight, on Saturday and Sunday. And the Friday's game tonight is against Smith, Riley Smith. We have faced him before. Caleb Smith, my bad. Riley Smith is the other pitcher. Ryan Weathers takes the bump tonight. Saturday, we face Taylor Widener and Darvish. And then Sunday, it's going to be Snell and Bumgarner. Two crafty lefties. But I don't think... Have you seen this daytime split? You know Snell's a worse pitcher in the daytime?
I did not know that.
He's very bad in the daytime. He keeps getting Sunday starts. Maybe.
And then we're playing then the Marlins are coming to town.
Coming to Marlins town from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, yeah.
So another 6 games to predict.
Yes.
All right. Listen, Padres. We cannot let the Diamondbacks beat us this weekend. We have to sweep them. I'm going to the game on Saturday.
Oh, what giveaway is on Saturday?
It's a Padre hat, actually.
Oh, you and Padre hats?
Oh, I know, right? How do I know? I know, right?
People don't know this, but James has a very large collection of Padre hats.
I've been collecting Padre hats 20 years?
A long time.
I have a lot of them. I lost a lot of them doing a move once, and it really upsetted me. Really made me mad. But I have a good couple dozen Padre hats. Anyways, so
let's hope these giveaways will fit your massive head, though.
That's true. That's the problem. I do have a huge head, which is why I like going to the Fan Fest. They're all cheap, and the only hat sizes left are the big ones.
It's true. It's like Christmas for you.
It really
Every
is.
February, Fan Fest comes around. You're like, wow, this is all these hats only fit me.
Size 8. Everyone's like, oh, size 8. I'm like, oh, this is... I'm like, I have to pick between 5 of them? How can I do this? Oh, it's a great day. Anyways, so yeah, it's a Padre hat. We cannot lose to the Diamondbacks. It just cannot happen. We cannot lose to the Marlins. These teams suck, and we're better. If the Padres want to make a serious run, we have to do this, start this week. I'm saying 5-1 because to predict a 6th straight win is statistically unlikely, but we're going to be 5-1. We're going to lose a game most likely to the Marlins. Only game I'm really weird about is on the Diamondbacks is Bumgarner can still sometimes pull a good game out of.
His last start against the Giants was very good.
Yes. Because he was playing against his old team and showing them up. He can still do that. He's probably the most dominant one that we're going to face. But, all that being said, we need to beat him. Snell needs to step up. Everyone needs to step up. I say we're going to be 5-1. We're going to lose a game to either the Marlins or the Diamondbacks, but we're going to be 5-1. We have to be 5-1. We have to make a statement this week and say, no, we are better than all these guys. We are not going to be a 500 team in August. We are going to be a winning team in August. If we cannot be a winning team in August, we don't deserve to go to the playoffs.
Wow.
That's what I think. We're playing 80% of our games in August are teams under 500.
Yeah, we have to bank wins. We have to bank them. We have to put ourselves in a position that we can have a rough September and still be okay in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Because September, once we get there, we'll talk about it. But September is going to be rough. Because we thought the Braves series was going to be our reprieve in September, and it's looking like it's not. because the Braves are a game and a half out of the East now. Because the East is a dumpster fire of a division.
Yes.
He has no idea what's going on with his life. 5-1's a good guess, James. I like the vibe. I don't want them to lose ever, but that's not baseball. I think we lose. I don't think we sweep either series. I think we win both series. I think that there's still, we still have to throw out a weird bullpen game with Paddock being out. Right?
Yeah.
And Weathers still isn't. The Diamondbacks still have good hitters. Like Ketel Marte's and is a good hitter. Dave Peralta is a good hitter. And so they can still put up runs. Pavin Smith's having a nice year for them. I think we're 4-2. I think we win both series, but I think we're 4-2.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't like that. I think that we should be. I think that we have to go on an incredible run in August to really, really help ourselves in September.
I agree, and it has to start with the D-backs and the Marlins. They're two inferior teams right now.
Right. We have to bring up our A game and just crush them.
And they also got worse during it. They traded some key pieces. So
yeah. No Eduardo Escobar for the
Diamondbacks.
No Starling Marte for the Marlins, but they got Jesus Luzardo. Might be the weirdest trade to happen at the deadline because Jesus Luzardo is a guy with 5 years of control, a really good starting pitcher. It's like the most A's trade ever. It's just like, well, we would rather get this guy who helped us a little bit for this little advantage for A's are weird, man.
And they wonder why nobody comes to the ballpark. It's just a crime-ridden city.
As an aside, I'm always suggested Moneyball scenes on YouTube, and I always watch them because Moneyball's a fun movie.
It's a very fun movie.
But I do also wonder, A's haven't won a World Series in the 20 years with Billy Beane. So maybe move on. Maybe move on from Billy Beane.
Exactly. There are two things we need to talk about before this podcast is over.
Okay.
One, this is the August 6th, the anniversary of two great Padre moments. Do you know what they are?
Tony Gwynn's 3,000 hit.
3,000 and 2,000 hit. Happened the same day. Also happens to be his mother's birthday. That's just pure baseball right there. It was
pretty awesome.
Yeah. He got his 2,000 hit in San Diego on August 6th, and then 6 years later, he got his 3,000 hit in 1999, August 6th in Montreal. It was so yes, well done, Tony Gwynn. You're a legend. We will always miss you.
Yes.
And here's one that I just want to spring on you.
Yeah.
You know the Padres can still sign people that could help our team.
Yep.
Let me just float a name out there to see if you think this guy can help us. Messi.
Lionel Messi is a free agent. He did not agree to extend his contract with FC Barcelona. This is all, if you're not familiar with European football, which is also known as soccer here. Lionel Messi also came off a 4-year, $590 million contract. He gets paid $167 million a year, the largest sports contract in the history of sports. And yeah, he's coming to the Padres.
I'm just saying, if he's the greatest athlete of all time, he could probably hit a ball, or at least throw a ball, right? I mean,
yeah,
couldn't hurt.
Yeah, if you thought that, I think it's funny. You just forget about the scale soccer is, and you see these soccer contracts. What in tarnation? Cristiano Ronaldo had if he was going to be traded, that team trading for him have to pay that other team $1 billion.
Wow.
It's just a waste.
Just maybe he's tired of soccer and he wants to try his hand at some good old fashioned American sports.
He's probably a great base runner.
Probably phenomenal base runner.
Who's a better base runner? Lionel Messi or Jorge Mateo?
Messi. He has to be.
You hope so, because we get paid Mateo. Got picked up by the Orioles. Good job on the Orioles.
Yeah.
He'll fit.
Best of luck to you, Mateo. I know I ragged on you, but I do want you to be successful.
He's a great base runner and a decent fielder.
So. And maybe because the Orioles suck, he'll get a lot more playing time.
He probably will, yeah.
And maybe he'll have more at bats and become a better player.
Yeah. So, James, that wraps up our recap episode. Remember to subscribe to us on YouTube. You probably already do. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on every podcast, Spotify. You know where we're at. And we're on Twitter at Brothers Padre. Give us a follow. And until next time, James, go Padres.
Go Padres.
And there it is! Oh, doctor! You can hang a star on that, baby!
My name is Joey.
My name is Chick.